Hello everyone, Giltar here with a question for all of you guys out there. Are there any G.I. Joe fans around? Now I know there are, but more specifically, people who stumble across my videos are people who tend to be more into Transformers toys and other sort of related robot or mecha type of franchises. But yeah, like, are there any G.I. Joe fans or collectors out there who watch my videos? Now, for myself, I've mentioned in the past that for me as a child, the big sort of three franchises I was really into when growing up in the late 80s and into the 90s was Transformers, G.I. Joe, and He-Man. And I'm happy to say that all three franchises, at this time, now that I'm an adult, are still healthy and are still working towards expanding their properties. Now, similar to Transformers, where several years ago my interest as an adult was reinvigorated by the Transformers movie that came out in 2007, directed by Michael Bay. That's what really sort of gave me momentum to look back into a childhood pastime, a childhood hobby. And with G.I. Joe, it wasn't a media property, it wasn't like a movie or a particular cartoon show. It was really the Sideshow Collectibles 1/6 scale 12-inch premium format figures that came out a few years ago. That's something that caught my eye and made me think, oh wow, like, it made me remember how cool G.I. Joe was to me when I was a kid. And that's when I got back into it. And over the last few years, I've been gradually collecting G.I. Joes, nothing too regular by any means, maybe a handful of figures a year, but from what I've seen so far, really, really great products that we have on the shelves these days. I mean, right here I have three G.I. Joe Retaliation toys. These are 3 3/4 inch scale figures. They're from the first wave of the Retaliation lineup, and just really fun little toys that I think both kids and toy collectors can appreciate. Now, as far as something really recent or upcoming that has got my attention, and I'm sure a lot of other people's attention, is the G.I. Joe Retaliation movie. I think basically it's a sequel to Rise of Cobra, but a lot of people are saying it's more of a reboot in terms of how it sets its tone and atmosphere. And even though we do see the return of characters and cast members, it's basically, I think, for all intents and purposes, a new movie in terms of the G.I. Joe live action universe. I don't know that for sure. I haven't really looked into the information about Retaliation. I want to try to keep away from spoiler tidbits until I actually see the movie, and then I'll look back and read up on what everyone has been saying about the movie up to this point. But that's something I'm looking forward to. I saw Rise of Cobra a couple of years ago. I was disappointed. It wasn't a terrible movie, but it wasn't a great movie either. It wasn't even a good movie, to be honest. It's a movie that I would say, if you have any spare time, that you have nothing better else to do, and you catch it on television, then by all means check it out. But you're not really missing out if you don't see that movie. However, in just the couple of minutes of combined teaser trailer footage I've seen for Retaliation, all that stuff has made me sort of makes me forget about Rise of Cobra. To me, Retaliation looks like it will be a good sort of late spring blockbuster. It's not really quite a summer blockbuster. I think the addition of certain cast members like Dwayne Johnson, also known as The Rock, Bruce Willis, have really helped things, I guess, improve in the movie. I think overall, maybe the writing and the directing of the movie has improved overall. From what I've briefly skimmed over, critical reviews of this movie have been overall positive. At Rotten Tomatoes right now, I think it's at about 70% approval rating. So I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad either. And I think there's about 20 or so reviews that have been done by critics. So I mean, that's a pretty good number. 2/3 or so of professional critics, I guess, have given it a positive rating. So I think that's definitely better than what Rise of Cobra was facing when it first came out initially. So that's something I'm looking forward to. And in anticipation for the release of not Rise of Cobra, but Retaliation, I'll be doing a couple of G.I. Joe action figure reviews today and tomorrow, perhaps. And so I think that's about it for my side of the G.I. Joe situation. Again, it's something that I grew up with as a child, but lost contact with for probably 10 years or so. And again, for all of you guys out there who watch my videos, are you G.I. Joe fans? Are you collectors? Do you have any childhood memories of G.I. Joe, positive or negative? I would really appreciate some responses, either through comments or video responses would also be great. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you at the next video.